Hello, hello, hello! I am Katsasagi Usagi, and I am here with more Final Fantasy XIV. So we are definitely gonna hit patch 2.1 today. But first, I have some cooking to do, and then I have some rogue stuff to do, and then we will hit patch 2.1. Minvelia's been waiting for us forever, so we'll get to it. First, I have to talk to Nopessa. Nopessa. Remember, Lord Laurito will accept nothing less than the best. Your smoked raptor must represent the finest available ingredients prepared with the utmost skill. Don't even worry about it. Ah, the smoked raptor is ready? Good. Now I trust you won't object to an inspection. Lest you worry about your handiwork being defaced, my years serving Lord Laurito have taught me how to taste with sight and smell alone. By the gods, this raptor is sublime, and it looks like a turkey. The marriage of cracked pepper and sun lemon begets an irresistible fragrance that perfectly complements the aroma of the meat. The flavor is rounded out with the mellow fruitiness of olive oil, which also lends a shank a lustrous sheen that tantalizes the eye. I have presided over Lord Laurito's dining table for many years, and I can say without reservation that this is the most delectable smoked raptor I have ever had the pleasure of not eating. It is of little wonder that Master Legweth deemed you fit to cook in his stead. I doubt that even he could have delivered a better rendition of my master's favorite dish. You, madam, are quite the culinarian. But I sense you are more relieved than flattered. Hardly surprising, I suppose. Much and more is said of my lord's uncompromising approach to cuisine. Well, I will not refute the rumors. You may rest assured that the Bismarck has no cause to worry. Now then, if you'll excuse me, I must see that my lord's meal is delivered to him. You may look forward to hearing from his judgment anon, and entirely without trepidation, if my senses do not fail me. Pray send Master Legeth my compliments. You did it, Akali. You impressed the pants off Laurito's butler. Nonapasa knows his master's tastes better than anyone knows his own approval is all this. Holy crap. Nonapesa knows his master's tastes better than his own, and his approval's all the assurance I need. The guild's safe, and it's all thanks to you. It's so rough. You never cease to amaze me, Akali. You came to us with nary any knowledge of cooking, and now you're like a second left hand. Well, that didn't come out right. What I meant to say was you're as useful to me as the Andon I old me skillet with. Something no culinarian can do without. I need to get out of Limsa immediately. You've got it in you to become one of the finest chefs in the realm, and I would see you fulfill your potential. Promise me you'll keep at your cooking. I need shoes. Can you give me shoes? 25. I just got these shitty glasses. 12. 10. Alright, gloves it is. Alright. Time to go be a rogue and do rogue things. I am looking super cute though. I don't have my ears, but it's not that big a deal. I'm not sure if I look very roguish, but I do look cute as hell. Hello, hello, Zeth. Jacques appears eager to hunt down the Maelstrom's stolen treasures. Been practicing your dance steps, Akali? 'Cause we're about ready to run rings around Captain Malama and her squads. The Yellow Jackets have been pressing their investigation into treasures that were cloyed from the Maelstrom tub, but as you know, we've got our own network of clothes. But don't miss not all the goings on about town. As for the sharp end of the job, it'll be me underfoot and the stray. Let's get down to business, eh? I don't see the points doing so. I was like, okay. I will probably take that one out because it risks giving me a migraine, and I gotta figure out something better. I don't quite know what to do with the beans, but I'll figure it out. I am doing well though. How are you doing? Vikabe's late to the feast, so I'll just make sure we're all on the same page for the now. When you get down to it, we have 2 goals for this job. Bite back them 3 treasures and mill the coves that would cloyed them in the first place. There's no amount of beans that is worth a migraine. I do need to adjust the points, though. Aren't you on spring break yet? You can be sure that the Yellow Jacket Shoe will be doing her damnedest to beat us to the marks, and seeing as the fate of the guild is at stake, we'd best not drag our new beaters on this one. I say we gamble them baubles before she's lifted anchor, and give her a proper reason to rage against us rogues. You seem awful keen on this contest all of a sudden, Jock. Aye, well, here's the thing. I sent me grievances to the Thalassocracy regarding the Shrew's challenge, but them paper shufflers don't care a whit as long as one of us gets the job done. So I figured I'd sail with the wind rather than against it. Besides, we wouldn't want to shirk our duties and force poor Captain Melia to blunder about in the scary darkness, now would we? Ooh. How very gentlemanly of ye. Well, them's the cards we've been dealt, ain't they? Now, stow your quips and let's hear what you've learned about the bloody treasures already. Aye, the treasures. According to the manifest of the old Maelstrom vessel, we're looking to bite back the cerulean star, the silver arrows, and something called the black sarcophagus. Weren't you going to do a Final Fantasy marathon? Every day you don't, it gets harder and harder. Aside from the fancy names, I was able to whittle a few more details. The cerulean star, for starters, is a big old blue diamond which shines like a star, I suppose. Then we've got the silver arrows, a pair of earrings that once graced the wattles of the Sultana of Ul'dah. There's a tale there, but one that don't concern us at present. Lastly, the black sarcophagus thing. I'm afraid that one remained a mystery no matter how much I poked and prodded. In any case, all 3 trinkets were recorded as spoils from official privateer raids. Now, as you know, a pirate will usually sell his plunder through a reliable fence. Sometimes, though, holding an auction is the only way to offload goods, which is too extravagant or too bleeding rare for the average cull to deal in. Our 3 wondrous treasures fell into the auction-only category. When the bidding began in Aleport, the Thalassocracy weighed it with its ample purse, made some unmatchable offers, and organized a tub of the merchants to be shipped back to Limsa. And that's when our mark swooped in and picked up the transport. I had a few wins with the Maelstrom sailors that survived the attack, as they pointed the finger at the Gruin curs. Problem is, no one's cull's seen hide or hair of the curs, not to mention their bloody ship, since the raid. Sorry I'm late, Shock, but you'll want to hear this. Some of the cargo from the Cloyd was from that transport was just found during routine inspection in the Lathangan checkpoint. Lathangan? Have the curs made landfall then? And what are the treasures? Any mention of them? Not that I've heard, but the jackets ain't done shaking out all the boxes yet. Then we'd better get our eyes out there quick like, Akali. Underfoot. You're fresh out for a run, ain't you? Come on, lass. I'll race you out to the checkpoint. Where are we going? I don't know where that is. That's true. We don't have a release date for Final Fantasy 16. I presume sometime next year. Or maybe winter. No, because Endwalker comes out in the winterish months. I guess we'll see. Yeah, I'm gonna say next year. Probably summer next year. I won our race. You owe me a pint, Akali. Japes aside, though, it looks like the Beckby was right about the cargo. From what I've been able to catch from them swads at the gate, it seems a peddler was boned for carrying goods what was known to be aboard the transport. They carted the poor sod away in chains, but the cargo itself is still here. I saw a pair of the jackets carrying boxes up that wooden ramp. We need to know what's in them crates. I get the feeling they won't open their gates for the asking, though. Not while the Fool's Challenge is going on. Do you think you could shulk over there and see if you found them treasures yet? Where do you want me to go? I'm very confused. Oh, it's right here. Two yellow-jacket soldiers are inspecting the seized cargo, approaching them while cloaked by your hide ability and attempt to listen on their progress. The yellow jackets are discussing the contents of the crates. This is all junk. No diamonds, no earrings, and no bloody black sarcophagus. Looks like we'll have to lean hard on that skinny peddler to find them treasures. The surgeons say the merchant's still pleading ignorance, claims he was hired to carry the goods through the checkpoint, not else. What a pile of Pugil shite. I'm guessing the pirates have split the cargo and are trying their luck at every checkpoint. Captain Melly has already given the orders to double the guard and inspect every crate and wagon that comes through. So they found naught of value, huh? Bene, thought we'd lost the contest before it even properly started. But be that as it may, something don't add up here. Why would ye order to carry the goods through the checkpoint? No smugglers, that daft surely. And even if by some miracle of the gods ye squirmed through Lothragan without a rise and a fuss, why would ye take the risk and merchandise back to the city which ye cloited from? No, there's a bigger picture here, and we need to take a step back and see it. Assuming the curs hired the peddler to do their dirty work, there'll be someone in the shadows that's brokered the deal, and I just happen to know a cove what makes his business to oversee those kinds of shady arrangements. The thing is, this black marketeer bloke charges his haunts dependent on how the breeze blows, quite literally, in fact. I seem to recall the Navigator's Veil being shifted by a westerly this morning, so that put him at Tiller's Rest, nice and close. Why don't we go ask him questions before we head back to the guild? Ah. Nope. I have bought Kingdom Hearts enough times. I may later to play them on stream, but probably when they're on sale. I have given no more enough of my money. And what have I got from it? Disappointment. Depression, yeah. I pride myself on the memory of faces, but yours is unknown to me. Are you an earnest customer or an inquisitive annoyance? I must be sure of your intentions. Oh. How much is it? I haven't even looked. Oh god, yeah. That is outrageous. The dance is old, but the name is new. Put away your daggers, rogue. I have peddled my wares to your kind since the uptight thieves stalked the night. Speak, what would you have of this humble merchant? Still tormenting the cloaks, eh, Granddad? We've come for information on a smuggling job. There was this peddler that was caught in Lothagan checkpoint, moving merchandise from the grinning curs, pleading innocence even when he had the screws to put into him. You wouldn't know aught about that deal, would you? Every last sordid detail. Not a single grain of stolen sand passes through the shadows without my knowledge. But such prickly wisdom lodges tightly in one's throat. What have you brought to ease the pain of its passage? Spare me the theatrics, Granddad. Here's your usual purse. The sum is paid, the deal is made. May my answers sate your fickle hunger. Your helpless peddler was indeed innocent. He was but a beast of burden employed by the associates of the grinning curs, and likely knew not of his freight's tainted nature. A pawn, if you will, a convenient decoy. There are those amongst my acquaintance who specialize in providing such services. Aye, that's what I thought. The curs wanted that cull to get caught. And now the jackets have had a taste, they'll waste their time yapping every shit pile that comes through the checkpoints. Holy shit, that is so much money. For games that I have bought at least twice. Oh, thank you so much for the follow. Meanwhile, the real treasures are hidden away in the dockmans, along with the grinning curs. None of the dockmans master rogue the mist. Aside from the traveling merchant, the curs associates have spent coin on another piece for this little game. A navigator. One who is practiced in pivoting a vessel through the Doxy's pull. The Doxies? The gods only know how many ships have sailed in that fog soup and never come out again, and that's where you say the curs have gone to ground? Now there's a trick that some bullocks. Once the hunted tub was sitting dimmer in the mist, though, it wouldn't have been easy to have these associates or their ferry, the junk to Lanosia. Then the caney coves just needed to wait for the peddler to get boned and draw the gazes of the yellow jackets inland. We need to strike now. As soon as they learn the coast is clear, they'll flee for open waters. A fair appraisal of events. Now that you know the location of your marks, however, it will not be so difficult to track them down. The Doxy's Pull was once an impenetrable shroud, but ever since the calamity, the mists are far less constant. Narrow your search to the heaviest blanks, and you will soon uncover those who wish to remain unseen. But now a warning. The mists conceal other dangers besides the dogs you seek. A careless step may land you upon the chopping block. The chopping block? You can't mean... Seems I found myself another lead to look into. You hurry on back to Jock and tell him what we've learned so far. Yeah, I will definitely wait till it goes on sale, if it goes on sale. If not, I have them on other platforms, and it's not a huge deal. I think Limsa was, like, right there. Oh well. You would admit that on my stream you speak of crimes? You wouldn't steal a video game, would you, Sam? Yeah. From the Square Enix store itself? The most trusted source there is? Keep your illicit activities to yourself. About time, lass. He was gone so long I almost sent the stray after you. What happened to Underfoot? So our marks and their bitten baubles are snug inside the Doxy's Pull, eh? I'll not discount the old man's warning, but we may not have a barren chance to crush the curs and gabble them treasures. We board their ship right now. You, me, and Becca Abe. I suppose we'll be needing ourselves a tub for the voyage. I have wids with the Sarnet, and see what the Dijocks can spare us on the way of a ship and a reliable crew. Get your kit together and meet us there. Where are we going? I have not been paying attention. Oh. Excellent. If you get banned, it's by Twitch itself. Keep using the bad gamer words. Dun, 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 dun. Alright, Akali, I've pulled some favors, and there's a crew that'll get us close enough to scamper aboard the Kerr's vessel. It'll be cramped upon that deck. If we try and mill the whole lot at once, we'll soon find ourselves up against the rails, so we go in quick and quiet and trying to knock 'em off a few at a time. Well, lass, are you eager to test your sea legs? I am eager to test my sea legs. Dun, 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 dun. Why do they get to run and hit hide mode? No, it's the same one. We're just being a ninja. Or it's a rogue right now. No, you're okay. So the character that Bunny Casa is based off of me right now is she's my main, but she's already been through the entire story. So we have one that looks like more like us now. That's going through for stream. Shock, I found me one of them treasures. Unless there's another fist-sized blue diamond on board, it's gotta be the cerulean star. As for them other two baubles, I've tossed the cabins and been through the hold ilm by ilm, but there's naught else here. Well, we'll just have to ask all sweet like now, won't we? Spit it out, cur. Where are you keeping the rest of those treasures? Heh, you think I'd spill my guts for the likes of you, rogue? Maybe you wouldn't at that, but what about your partner you're working with? Oh, we don't need no partner. So you're telling me this was all your own idea. You woke up one day and decided to attack a maelstrom transport right off the coast of Aleport, then disappear in the love and embrace of the Doxy's Pull? Not exactly your style, is it? The Grinning Curs are too bloodin' famous for being the crew what turned their snouts up to privateering in favor of keeping to the old ways. You've only escaped the Yellow Jacket's grip this long by crawling on your bellies and snatching up scraps what fell off the table. You ain't the type to sink your teeth into a Navy-owned vessel, no matter the prize. Aye, well, maybe there ain't no profit in being cautious no more. The age of pirates is swift comin' to an end. May or won't be stopped. Not by a piddlin' crew like mine. That's why we've thrown our lot in with the executioners. The blue rock was just our share of the loot. The scraps from the table, like he said. If you want them other trinkets, you'll have to take it up with our new mates. One job at a time, lass. First we need to get those stinking cubs and their tub back to the docks. It makes sense. It kind of looks like we call them the horns she has. We call them the fish horns anyway, because they're like little fins. It was not an outrageous or even silly guess. Putting aside the issue of who gave the orders, there's no doubt that this was the coves as raiding at the Maelstrom ship. Now for a punishment what fits the crime. Oh, I was informed that a certain well-known pirate ship was spotted weighing anchor at the Moray dry docks. I assume this was your work? Aye, you missed all the excitement, Captain, but never ye mind, the Cerulean Star is back and bobbing our sneaky little fambles. Ha! And these must be the grinning curs. Degenerate fiends, how dare you ply your filthy trade in Lumensian waters? How many innocent sailors were massacred that you might state your vile avarice? Every one of your kind ought to be lined up and shot. A musket ball is the only answer for this rampant display of lawlessness. Wait, what do you mean to just execute them here on the bloody docks? At least take the buggers into custody first. Handing them over to ye lawful punishment will satisfy the demands of the code just as well. We've already got the answers to our questions, so feel free to take them away. Do not presume to give me orders, rogue. You only managed to capture these villains and their ill-gotten treasures by employing unsavory and unscrupulous means. Why, you're not more than pirates yourselves. These bastards ain't worth a pirate's spit. The uptight thieves was formed to protect us from ourselves. Now they're just untied dogs for the Admiral. Merrill yanks the leash and another buccaneer disappears. You rogues are traitors to your own kind. If it hadn't been for you... Aye, go on then. Blame me, the coves, for your own failures. You knew what you was about when you defied the code. You knew that we'd be after ye. We're done here. There's still 2 treasures left, rogue, and I mean to claim them both. I'd reconsider this contest of yours, Captain. Turns out the fish we're trying to hook is a shark, and it might so just swallow ye whole. Oh, I didn't even see her there. She's so small. I would have talked to her. I wish I could just walk into the Rogues Guild. Well. Oh! You're gonna order food? So disappointed. Bene work on that ship, Akali. First blood is ours. How'd you take to fighting a sea? There are few as can drop an opponent as quick as a rogue, but mind you don't exhaust yourself just flailing your blades at the tougher coves. And that goes double for when your mates are on your flanks. If you notice yourself starting to flag, there's not wrong with pulling back from time to time and staggering your attacks with each other to keep the pressure on. I said it afore, lass, but I'll need ye sharp enough to carve steel for what's to come. I'm afraid this'll be more of a challenge than ever, what with little Shrew was bargaining for. That's assuming the curs weren't lying about the executioners, and the executioners are who I bloody think they are. Twixt you and me, though, I'm hoping the name is just some laughable coincidence. 14... 15... 15... 15... God darn it, I should have gone with the shirt then. Jacques wishes to discuss the plan for recovering the remaining treasures. Oh, look at that little Zap. Ho there, Akali. We have a rough job ahead of us, and that's a fact. Matters are tangled enough, what with Melia, Mort snapping at our heels, but we've still managed to gabble that first trinket without too much fuss. Biting back them other 2 treasures, though, that'll be a different story. Once the stray gets here, I'll explain what, or more to the point, who we're up against. Alright, we've 2 baubles left on the list. The Silver Sorrows and the Black Sarcophagus. Let's see where we're at. Oh, where's Pemeru got to? Underfoot? He's still looking to whittle the tail between that blade and sarcophagus. We'll not be cloying that stickler until we've at least an inkling as to what the bloody thing looks like. Treasures aside, I've been doing some digging of me own, and these executioner allies of the Grinning Curs, and I'm afraid that name weren't no coincidence. Akali, you've heard of the bloody executioners, I hope. It seems them Curs was feeding them from the famble of one of the nation's greatest pirate powers. This ain't no ordinary crew of cutthroats, lass. Within Limsa Lominsa, the bloody executioners wield a power and influence second to only the Admiral herself. They was none too fond of Merla or her promotion on piracy, and it was only the overwhelming threat posed by the Garlean Empire what eventually convinced them to play nice with the Theastricry. But pirates ain't ones to play nice for long. Now that One-Eyed Halfar ain't around to help in the ship, the solidarity of the bloody executioners has begun to show the cracks. All the strongest captains and lieutenants have begun to form their own factions and are scrabbling to claim the top chair for themselves. Of course, not one bloody cove can agree with another on which way the executioners ought to sail. Among those few new factions, though, is a group which is pushing to break free of the Admiral's grip completely. Turns out these reformists, as they call themselves, was ones as took to the Grinning Curs under their wing. Which means they've got possession of at least the last 2 treasures we've yet to cloy. Rumors around town say that the executioners, those coves and bloody, are ruthless and not to be crossed. We should sit this one out, Jacques. Piss on Melia's contest. Ain't worth this kind of grief. We've been inviting the wrath of the crew so large and dangerous that even the Admiral ain't keen on coming to blows with them. If they come after us... Large or small, it don't much matter. They broke the code when they hit that maelstrom tub. Aye, the Grinning Curs are playing for that crime, but we'd be poor sodden excuses for rogues if we let the real culprits carry on unpunished. I mean to see this job to the end, and that means biting them back them treasures and handing out proper justice to them that deserve it. Thank you! Can you hear my voice going with each and every line that I read? Or stumble through, I guess? I am taking a sip. It's rough. But Jacques! Listen, with all the infight going on at present, us stabbing a short blade into one faction's toe ain't like to bring the whole executioner crew down on our heads. Besides, them reformist buggers are so far split from the main mob that they've been avoiding the city altogether. Thank you. Oh no, Sam. Okay. Should I just start chugging my drink? Stop with the beans. Okay. Thank you for all the sippies. All, like, 12 of them. Now it's time we get to work. Akali, you're to track down our black market contact. I sent him to looking into the Curs' new allies a while back, so he should have some answers for us by now. The veil was lifted by a southerly this morning. That'll put the old man back at his haunt in Lower Lenosia. Here, take this sack of blunt and pay him a visit to the House of Sticks. I'm really fine. That's Kobold territory, if you didn't know. The old man bribes him with ore and hires the biggest and meanest sods as bodyguards. Just be ready for your approach to be challenged. am both looking forward and not looking forward to the Phoenix Wright streams. Well, I'm looking forward to because Phoenix Wright is very good. I am not looking forward to literally reading every single word on the screen. I'm gonna try and do some sort of Boston accent for Dick Gumshoe. I'll do something special for him. He's got a special way of talking, doesn't he? I'll have to see. No, he's not. They're all from Japan. It'll be like Joey Wheeler all over again. Duelist of the Roses. I've played that one. Wait. Is Duelist of the Roses? That's a Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. I was like, that's the Yu-Gi-Oh! One about the Rose of the Wars, right? Yeah, it was on PS2. It was an experience. I remember playing it, like, what is happening? I played a lot of Capsule Monsters on the PlayStation 2, which was just Yu-Gi-Oh, but like chess. Welcome to the House of Styx, young rogue. You must excuse my hireling's enthusiasm for greeting visitors. Now, have you any cumbersome baggage of which I might relieve you before we begin our conversation in earnest? I don't really play either. This is a heavy burden for one of tender years to bear, but its weight has balanced the scales. The sum is paid and the deal is made. Let us speak of these reformists. The faction that so wronged the code now seeks to peddle one of its stolen treasures, the earrings, better known as the Silver Sorrows. The deal, it is said, is set to take place at Costa del Sol. The buyer, a moneyed merchant from the golden sands of Ulda. The earrings will be out in the open, vulnerable. I would target the moment of transaction were I so inclined, as the gentleman up there by the cabin appears to be, for he purchased the selfsame information. Though he attempts to disguise his identity, the stench of a soldier yet lingers. I would not know where one such as he came to learn of my existence, but I suspect he works with a certain yellow-coated captain. Brave she is, but foolish. Stumble blindly into the underworld, and your groping hands will not save you from the holes at your feet. Sudden shall be her fall. Am I going to Costa del Sol? No, I have to go back and talk with Jock. This is obnoxious. Are you trying to start fights with Q? In my stream? After you spoke of illicit activities? Explain yourself to me. Q would never start a fight. Welcome back, Akali. What information did the old man have on them reformists? Looking to unload them earrings, are they? Ah, and to an old on, no less. Can't say I'm surprised to hear the buyers from out of town. You won't find many Lominsons willing to melt coin on aught them covers sellin'. Only the daftest of sods would go about funding them as means to pull down the Admiral. Eh? One of Amelia's lackeys arrived at the house afore you? How did they know? Them curs must have cackled during the shrew's interrogations. We'll have to assume the Yellow Jackets know what we know, and that means we'd best get our asses to Costa del Sol right bleeding now. I'll handle this one, Jock. You and Akali can wait here for Paramu. Oi, Vakabe, when the hell is she playing it? After her last, she knows this ain't a solo job. I told you to wait at the guild. I don't need... Well, it might be as good. It might be as I could use an extra mort in the shadows after all. Jacques has his mind on punishing the executioners, but me? I just want to sulk in, cloy them silver bits, and sulk out. I reckon that if I could manage that with no one the wiser, then they wouldn't know who to come after. Finish the job without drawing me daggers, you know? It ain't exactly true to the code, but the shield of underworld honor won't stop them bloody killers from cutting me mates, slitting throats, and setting the sisters a glimmer. The guild's the only place with that offer to take in a pirate stray like me, and I'll not see it burn to the ground. The deal's about to start. Say the word when you're ready to head in. Alright. Here's what we know. The rich merchant that comes over from Ul'dah is a mate of Master Gigadrew, the Cull as owns Costa del Sol. Gigadrew's taken his guards and danced and dells and pranced off down the beach someplace, given the use of the entire resort to his friend. Seems she didn't want an audience for her bargain with the reformists. Which, as it happens, works out well for us. We'll wait until they're busy, haggling over the price, then snatch the sorrow and hop twig before they realize aught's amiss. Sound like a plan? I don't believe... Q would never fight. Would you, Q? There. The players arrive. The reformist coin counter at the Uldanian buyer are setting up on the southeast platform. The earrings ought to be nearby. Hang about. What are all these other coals? This place was meant to be empty. I see some nasty looking blokes in Ulgardian garb, and are those mammoths? Ugh, that merchant brought along a whole bloody entourage. I've gone and got ahead of myself. I should have realized the job never be that easy. We'll have to mill a few of them bodyguards first, I reckon. You don't want to fight through a forest of blades should you get caught sneaking about on them narrow walkways. Jacques, I thought I'd... Stow your excuses, love. I know full well what you were about. You're starting to go soft on us, though. It'll be like losing one of me arms. I can't take on bloody executioners all by myself. It's only 'cause I've got rogues like you, and Underfoot, and Akali here that the guild can take the jobs it does. When our coves walk the shadows, it's the bleeding pirates what do the trembling. Remember that, Vikabe. We ain't some two-gill robbers what piss their britches when their daddles are caught in the honeypot. We're the knives in the dark man's, and no bastard wants to go to blade with the likes of us. I see, you've not changed your mind then. You'll need all the stabbers we can get, and I promise mine'll be there when you need 'em. Bene, let's carve a path to the platform and bite them earrings. Vikabe, you hide yourself down at the docks in case the mercs escape during the fightin'. Kali, you and me'll split up and mill the guards as we go. It's them puppets as concern me most. I suggest you crash them little buggers before they can spring any rum fun. Creep in as close as you dare, then give 'em a good solid clout from behind. It's not the most original strategy, but that don't make it any less lethal. Once you're done with the first group, slip back into the shadows and move on to the next. Not to it, eh? I'll head over to the back while you start from the front. Let's wrap this up before them jackets blunder and scare off our marks. Do you want to move, little mammoth, or like... Oh, Jack's over there. Oh, he wants me to help him. Well, I guess that's fair. I was just gonna leave him behind. Rogues! No one mentioned aught but about rogues. What in the hell do you think you're doing? I'm conducting a business transaction on behalf of the bloody executioners. Do you understand what that means? Do you know what they'll do to you? I am all frightened. Odd, then, that you're the one who's shaken. It don't much matter to me who you work for. Your bosses broke the code and we're here to collect. That'd be... the silver arrows, then? I'm sure you paid a caravan no coin for them shiny baubles, but I doubt they're worth your life. Let's have them, then. Well, wait, damn you! You should know that this personage is an extremely influential member of the East Alderan Trading Company. Surely you've heard of it? And the threat of reprisal will not stay your hand, then consider the political ramifications of interfering with a foreign dignitary. The Admiral would not desire you to damage Limsa's relations with Ul'dah. Yes, exactly. I am highly placed in Ul'dan society. I have a powerful friend who would not be pleased were you to mistreat me in any fashion. And you must understand, the silver arrows are a historical treasure, a gift once bestowed upon Sultana Nashana ul Nasha by her companion. The earrings were later stolen from the royal vault, and we'd lost hope of ever recovering them. That I might so easily purchase them thus is a miracle. To return on these trinkets will be... that is to say, the sorrows must be returned to Ul'dah. Can you not look the other way for the sake of my nation's pride? You must think me some dull-witted thug. If this deal was being made on behalf of your country, then why are you sneaking around consorting with pirates? An excellent point. One might doubt your quality of character were you to continue with these feeble fabrications. You need only entrust the earrings to me, should you truly wish to see them returned to Ul'dah, that is. After all, 'twas to fulfill that very purpose that the Thalassocree bid on the sorrows in the first place. Bit late there, aren't you, Captain? I think you'll agree this round belongs to us. On the contrary, my dear scoundrel, I made the winning move the moment I knew we were dealing with a merchant of Ul'dah. I come bearing an official order of seizure authorized by the Admiral herself. You will not be harmed, but I must insist that you cooperate with this reclamation of unlawfully obtained goods. Though Costa del Sol is private property, it nevertheless lies within state-governed territory. Come along quietly, and we need not inconvenience Master Girju any further. Those suspects will be taken into Yellow Jacket custody, and do not concern yourself with the silver arrows. They will be quite safe with me. Fridays are probably just random one-off games, so like, perhaps more Overwatch. I did DBD last Friday. I would like to do Among Us at some point. And maybe some Fall Guys. I don't know if I have Fall Guys. Yeah. Bah! Hell's take that canary-colored harpy. We might as well have handed the rings to her on a velvet cushion. I'll go find Underfoot to help him with his digging. That's still the last treasure out there, and you can't be sure the reformers won't be giving it up without a fight. Aye, you do that. Bene luck to you, love. Ah, there you are. You left before the events had truly been decided, and I thought you deserved to know the score. The Ul'dah merchant has acquiesced to our request and surrendered the silver sorrows into our keeping. We have also apprehended the reformist accountant and will be holding him for further questioning. Oh-ho! Boyd and an associate of the bloody executioners. You yellow jackets don't flinch from your duty, I'll give you that. And what's this I hear about you buying information, Captain? I thought you'd sooner die than associate with elements of the underworld. I will do what I must to stay ahead in this challenge, and the Marketeer's knowledge was vital to the case. 'Tis true I might find his practices distasteful, but he is no pirate. In this fading era of piracy, which I mean to co-sign into the history books, that chapter will never be fully closed until every pirate-spawned relic, including you and your guild, becomes a thing of the past. Valiant and forthright, these are the words by which the Yellow Jackets live. It is the manner in which we protect Limsa. I swore an oath on the graves of my sisters. No more shall the innocent suffer at the hands of these savage buccaneers, these unrepentant killers. And a grand oath it is. Me, I've got my fumbles full just keeping the code intact. But the code is kind of an oath too, when you get down to it. And since I've sworn to uphold it, I've no intention of stepping aside and let you trample over me and my coves. In fact, you'd better be off giving in now if matters get proper serious. Just say sorry and admit defeat, and we'll leave it at that, eh? Your audacity knows no bounds. I am done wasting my words. I shall reclaim the last treasure, and then I will look on victorious as your guild is dismantled, brick by brick. That's the spirit, Captain. Just don't forget to keep an eye on them earrings. The city's crawling with rogues, you know. You could keep the sorrows on a bloody lockbox in the Coral Tower, but look away for a moment and one of me coves will bite the beauties right back. Come on, Akali. Bet's back to the sisters for us. Oh shit, oh shit. Oh, thank you. This is very sweet. It's yak. Oh, I tried to send it first. Let's see. There it is. That's true. You're right. They do look very cool. No, hold on. I don't know if the pants will look good dyed. No, I think I'll do black pants. I don't think that looks bad. The top's gotta be purple. I don't have dote on her. I will blow you a kiss. Oh, well, while I'm here. Oh, crap. Dyes can be bought and made. You can make some, you can buy others. And there's all sorts. Wait, that's not what I wanted to do. So, there's all different colors. A lot of them you buy, a few of them you make. Oh, Jesus. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's being real sweet. Put them safely in here. Yeah, you can buy. So there's some dyes like there's some dyes you can buy with real money. Other dyes you buy with gil, and some you make. Yak showing off all her cool mounts. Oh yeah, Ixion. All right. You fighting now? I love that dragon. I think I can get that dragon. I do have enough feathers. It's just a straight up peacock. It's a bed. It's just a bed. It just flies. That's just what it do. Show me the biggest, dickest mount you have, Yak. Layla's not a biggest, dickest mount. Alright, I'm gonna go finish talking. I'm gonna finish my rogue quest so I can finally start the story after 3 weeks. Thank you for the gifts, Yak. That is probably the biggest dickest amount. Oh, you should have shown me your dinosaur. Wait, hold on. Don't you... I only mentioned it. I only mentioned it because I could have sworn you had it by now. Because you have to get the... It's the things. It wasn't meant... This wasn't a comment meant to hurt. It was genuine. I believed you had the dinosaur. Why won't it let you say dinosaur in all caps? Why does the Twitch bot do this to you? I get it. Dinosaur. Well, after all that hard work, the shrew made off with the spoils. And as far as her damn contest goes, I suppose that makes us even. It'll be the last treasure, this black sarcophagus, that decides the victor. Whatever the reformists are doing to keep it bob, you can bet your grandmom's teeth that there'll be some blade work needed before this job is done. Get yourself ready for a proper scrap, Acully. We'll get the top this time. Alright, finally done here. I would never purposely... I know, I was doing a lot of cooking. I have to sort it out off stream. I haven't showed everybody Xehanort. Kingdom Hearts Xehanort. This is just Xehanort. Yeah, this is him. This is 100% Xehanort. He's even got golden eyes. He lets you go back in time and replay the MSQ. Don't be lewd in my stream. No kissies allowed. No kissies, no hand holding. Tentacles only. Don't do it. Minfilia appears to be lost in thought, and all alone. Because she is the ocean's grey waves. Acully, it pleases me to see you well. Do excuse me for interrupting, Acully. My lady, the gentleman from Ashgana Exports has just left. I don't understand. I understand now why you didn't want to receive him. You did well, Tataru. Please inform the guards that we will not be receiving any further guests this afternoon. Thank you, my lady. Ever since we defeated Gaius Van Belsar and destroyed his ultimate weapon, the eyes of the world have followed our every move, scarce remembering to blink. Where once we worked in secret, with precious few friends and all too many enemies, we are now besieged by benefactors, each one more eager than the last to offer his complete support. A true embarrassment of riches. Of course, every promise of patronage comes with a price. Some make their intentions known from the start, while others endeavor to engage us more subtly. Dress it how they will, the message is ever the same. We shall help you, but only if you help us. The gentleman Tartaru spoke of was more brazen than most. In exchange for certain supplies, he would have us resolve a business dispute. Naturally, I refused him, as I have every other merchant of his ilk. Alas, the syndicate overtures are not so easily rejected. When we formed the Science of the Seventh Dawn, it was with the goal of serving Eorzea, not the interests of individual Eorzeans. Our neutrality is fundamental to our cause. In my heart, I know this to be true, and yet if accepting these offers of patronage could empower us to do greater good, might they not warrant greater consideration? Our Baldessian colleagues have been generous beyond measure, but we cannot expect them to... Forgive me, I did not mean to burden you so. Yet my urge to share this dilemma may not be wholly misguided. Might I impose upon you the consult of the others? They are like to have their own opinions on this matter. Are you leaving, Zath? Gotta recharge your phone, eat your pizza. Okie dokie. Take care. Recall you are meeting with the Admiral shortly after the Lominsians sent word of their summoning of Titan? Then mayhap you also recall my last words to our host. I said unto Morweb that her people had broken their treaty with the kobolds, and their beastmen had justly responded, and we had been called to intervene in a conflict which she herself had invited. I spoke, in short, the truth. And wherefore did I speak it? Because owing no allegiance to Limsa, I felt no compulsion to allow Lominsians to distort the facts to fit a narrative which justified their actions and absolved them of guilt. Upon this subject, Menphilia can expect a similar reply. Our many dalliances with city-states have already weakened our claim to neutrality, but the path she contemplates would see us relinquish it entirely. Fortune begets power, and power fortune. That we, and especially you, have power is beyond doubt. The question is what to do with it. You may be interested to know that there is a growing belief amongst the refugees that Alamigo could be liberated, if only the Scions would commit their strength to the cause. Yet theirs is one of many causes. We stand at a crossroads, Akali. Each path is paved with good intentions, but where they lead is far from clear. I've been receiving a lot of gifts lately, but Papalymo keeps making me send them back. It wouldn't be so bad, but some of them are really nice. I mean, very nearly abandon your principles nice, you know? None can deny that we would benefit more support, but if it comes at the cost of our principles... Neutrality was ever a delicate matter. I've lost count the number of times I've had to explain to people that our allegiances need not necessarily lie in the same place as our headquarters. Mind you, if we are to sell our services for Gil, we might as well declare our fealty to Ul'dah now and be done with it. I'm quite sure Yda would enjoy the bribes. 'Tis the lot of power to attract covetous as well as the needy. Thus doth prudence dictate that those with power proffer aid with one hand, whilst the other resisteth ever on thy hilt. Alas, we have not the luxury of time to decipher our petitioners' machinations, nay, not while the beast tribes do labor unseen, defiant in defeat, to rise up their fallen primals once more. Doubt not that they shall return, stronger and bolder both, nor that we shall be the ones to meet them. This sacred charge shall ever be ours. 'Tis but a pity we are so few, and our fortunes so finite. Oh, Elfino. The situation is not wholly unexpected. I too have given much thought to our organization's future, though it would seem I have reached a different conclusion. Mayhap it is time I made my feelings known to the antecedent. Come along, Akali. Elfino, Akali, is aught amiss? Your desired counsel, and so you shall have it. Menphilia, the Science of the Seventh Dawn must leave Ul'dah. We must do what? So long as we remain within Ul'dah territory, we will never be free to act with impunity. Moving our headquarters to Vesper Bay only delayed the inevitable. We have demonstrated our capabilities, and the Syndicate has taken note. They will not suffer our organization to remain independent now. We are far too dangerous for that. Surely you realize that they are the reason Vesper Bay still lacks an aetheryte? They know full well how beneficial one would be to our cause. which is why and other favors will be denied to us unless we cooperate. If Ul'dah is no longer suitable, where would you have us go? Experience has taught us that the appearance of neutrality is as important as the reality. Accordingly, we must keep each of the great nations at arm's length, and plant our banner in a place which all agree to be up beyond their borders. Mordona. Reverence Toll, to be precise. It lies within neutral territory and offers all the essential facilities we require. By way of an additional benefit, it is also frequented by a veritable legion of adventurers who may serve to supplement our ranks. I am, of course, conscious of the fact that we have developed a certain bond with Ul'dah and her people over the years, but I truly believe this is to be the best course of action. As you yourself observed, we have invaluable ties to the local community, forged through years of concerted effort. Ul'dah is our home, Alphino. To cast aside everything we have built and start anew in what desolate wasteland would be beyond reckless. The decision is yours to make, Antecedent. I ask only that you recall the shared purpose which first moved us to found the science of the Seventh Dawn, and which moved you to found the Path of the 12 ere that. We aspire to an ideal, you and I, just as my grandfather did. That makes us more than mere comrades in arms. We are as much family as... That will be all, Alphino. I am sure you have some familiar affairs of your own to attend to. Your concern is most generous, but no. I have left them in the hands of men better suited to the task than I. I could not very well allow my personal affairs to come before the needs of the Order, after all. Once again, Manvilia appears to be lost in thought, and all alone. Leave Ul'dah? Has it truly come to this? Oh, Akali, pray attend to Alphino. He is engaged in some business or other that requires your assistance. Pray be on your way. Alphino waits upon you, and I have much to think about. Oh, and tell him he shall have my answer in due time. Confound it, she knows what must be done, and still she hesitates, all because of these fanciful rumors. I should explain. Manfilia's mother, well, adopted mother, was among the great many who perished during the calamity. Felhamen was her name, though you may know her better as the songstress of Ul'dah. She was a performer of singular talent and much beloved by the people of Eorzea, not to mention a certain Sharlayan minstrel. As you may imagine, the news of her passing was greeted with shock and disbelief by her adoring followers, many of whom refuse to acknowledge what has happened. That her body was never found only served to encourage speculation. Manphalia, too, struggled at first to accept the truth, but as Felhamen's absence stretched from months into years, she saw that there could be no other explanation. Until recently, at any rate, for whatever reason, rumors have again begun to circulate that Felhamen is alive and well. One of our informants, Father Elude, has sent word that a woman matching the songstress's description has been seen of late at the seaside resort of Costa del Sol. If we could succeed in tracking her down, I have no doubt that any worries that now plague Manphilia's heart might be assuaged. I mean to set forth to Lanosia at once. Let us reconvene there and inquire with Master Gedgeru to the veracity of these rumors. Back to Costa del Sol. Ah, you arrive. Let us see if Master Genjuru can shine any light onto the rumors regarding Felhamin. Flamin? Oh, sweet siren of the sands, my Makote muse, why have you forsaken me? Titan's bane! I mean, Akali, what brings you to my humble resort? Flamin? You mean to tell me the goddess made flesh who dwelt among us until so very recently was the songstress of Ul'dah? Ecaz, woman! If I had known that, I would have chained her to my bedpost and never let her leave. Oh, for shame! To think she now plies her trade for riffraff to the west or wherever she said she was going. It's a tragedy, I say, a tragedy. Hello, Pinch. West, is it? Thank you, Master Genjuru. Your information will serve us well. That said, there are any number of places she could be. I shall begin my search by the docks and see if any witnesses might have some knowledge to spare. I would be most appreciative if you could travel to Wineport and do the same. I can just fly to Wineport. I won't be lazy. How are you today, Pinch? I am a cat girl pretending to be a bunny girl. Oh, heck yeah. Well, if it isn't Kali, the savior of Wineport, to what do we owe the pleasure? Ah, yes, we did receive a customer matching that description. She was a delight to behold. I'm trying to read, Darkhawk. To give the woman her due, but her perfume was so ghastly I had no choice but to eject her from the premises, interfering with tastings, you understand. If she is your quarry, why not consult your blind associate? His olfactory perception is without peer. Given that I could smell the woman from a mile away, I dare say he could smell her from 10. I would do that, but I have to talk to a different NPC first. You want to know if I've seen a Makote lass by the name of Flehamin? I wish. I haven't seen a lass by any description for far too bloody long. Excepting yourself, of course. I see you've had many grand adventures since last we spoke, Akali. You must share them with me sometime. The girl from a little while ago? One does not forget a perfume like that. So robust and intoxicating, yet simultaneously familiar. Reminiscent of a bloom native to these parts, in fact. I said as much when we spoke. She complimented my powers of observation and asked me where she might find some of the flowers. So I told her to follow the road south to Raincutter Gully and then head east after crossing the second bridge. The flowers which grow in the shade of the cliff have the strongest scent, you see. If you make haste, you may yet find her there. Bum, bum, ba-da, bum. Bum, bum, ba-da, bum. Just up ahead. I am in your debt, stranger. I did not realize my activities had aroused the Gobu's ire until it was too late. Their oils can be used to make a perfume, you see, and Vlahimin, I don't... Who are you? Whom do you serve? It appears you've already found our woman. Consider me impressed, my friend. The songstress of Ul'dah, I presume. Minfilia, or should I say Acilia, is looking for you. Acilia? You are the very picture of health, my lady, yet the world thinks you dead. I can only conclude that this was by design. The question is why? Not everyone who endeavors to find me does so with the best intentions, child. You will be pleased to know that I fully intended to reveal myself to Minfilia when the time is right. Oh, well, that does please me, more than you know, but tell me, sojourns in the forest of La Nocia aside, what exactly will be the right time? When I deem it so. Do you imagine I traveled all this way on a whim? As I was telling your associate prior to your intrusion, I came here to harvest these flowers for use in a perfume. Does that satisfy your curiosity, or would you interrogate me further? My apologies for the interruption. Anyway, now that we have all that which we came for, might we continue this conversation in a safer locale? Wineport, say? I'm about to show you guys some soft beans. Look at them. Look at them beans. Perfect little beans. This is not at all how I envisioned it. I can scarce begin to imagine what emotions will go through Minfilia's heart when she reunites with her mother after all these years. Despite her years of nomadism, it would seem Lady Flynn has kept a close eye on the affairs of our order. Surprisingly close, in fact. Suffice to say, she is nothing if not resourceful. One does not develop such skills without effort, or without reason. Philemon has made her peace and is ready to reunite with her adopted daughter. You say my daughter awaits us in Vesper Bay, yes? I have kept her waiting long enough. Let us be off on the next ferry. I can finish fashioning the perfume along the way. Understood. Come with me. It will be my pleasure to escort you to the Waking Sands. Oh, it just took me here. Well, hell yeah. I didn't have to return all on my own. Antecedent, you have a guest. Let him in. Acilia. I haven't seen her like this in years, Akali. I never truly believed it when they told me you were dead, but what kept you away for so long? The Imperials came for me, as I always knew they would, and so I resolved to stay as far away from you as I could, lest their pursuit of me endanger you and our cause. I could think of no better way to grant you the freedom to continue our work. And continue what you did, achieving things I would have never imagined possible. I followed your every success and celebrated in secret. I'm so proud of you, Acilia. I learned from the best. I have a gift for you. Celestia perfume, you remembered. How could I ever forget? You wore it all the time. If I ever lost sight of you, I could find you again, just by following my nose. I did not think it was made anymore. You must have gone through so much trouble. It was no trouble to me, my darling. I fear I cannot say the same for Akali, however. I could not have made it without her. Thank you, Akali. Thank you both. There's something else. This is the cat's eye I found. All those years you kept it. My father was a member of the Alamegan resistance. When I was yet a child, he brought me here to Ul'dah. The accident which claimed his life happened shortly after our arrival. It was Lamin who took care of me then. She raised me as her own, taught me everything I needed to know to survive. I'm no stranger to the facts of your history, yet I fear I have failed to grasp their implications. It is clear that there is much I do not know about you and your mother both. One of her first lessons to me concerned mining, and I was a very dedicated student. This cat's eye was the first stone I unearthed. It wasn't much, of course, but I was exceedingly proud to have found it nonetheless. So I gave Lemon as a gift. She said it was beautiful, but there I am at a loss. Why are you returning this to me? Is something amiss? No, Acilia, nothing is amiss. Quite the opposite. I need you to realize how far you've come, and how much farther you must still go. You and your allies have accomplished more than I could have ever hoped. You have succeeded where I failed, and made me so proud that words fail me. But even as I marvel at the woman you've become, and at all the many things you've done, I cannot help but think of that which you have yet to do, and of what it may entail. Acilia, daughter, you cannot stay here anymore. You and the Scions must leave Ul'dah. Lamin! You built it once, Acilia. You can build it again, and this time we'll do it together. Truly? Alphino, the time has come for the Scions to leave Vesper Bay. We shall establish a new headquarters in Reverence Toll, as you proposed. Much work lies ahead of us. Inform our fellow Scions and send word to the students of Valdesian. Preparations begin at once. Menphilia would share with you the latest news on the Scions' imminent relocation. It is all well and good that we have found ourselves a new home in Reverence Toll, but there is much to be done, and in so little time. Our first step will be to secure the cooperation of the Adventurers Guild representatives there. Were it not for the Guild's considerable efforts, the original Camp Reverence Toll would have not been established, much less its more heavily fortified successor. However, with construction still ongoing and resources in short supply, it seems certain that the Guild will require something in return for their support, sympathetic to our cause though they may be. Whatever they ask, I will not begrudge it. To be plain, we need them more than they need us. Without their assistance, such essential tasks as securing new facilities, cultivating relationship with local merchants, and recruiting adventurers prove difficult, if not impossible. You need not concern yourself with such matters, antecedent. Really, Alphino, if I need concern myself with anything, it is surely matters such as these. Indirectly, perhaps, I submit that you might instead concern yourself with a different matter, namely, to whom the resolution of such matters might best be entrusted. And here I am, nor do I come alone. May I present the esteemed emissary of the Adventurers Guild at Reverence Toll? It is an honor, antecedent. Upon receiving word of your intentions from Master Alphino, we thought it best to begin talks at the earliest available opportunity. Know that my associates at Reverence Toll hold the scions of the Seventh Dawn in the highest regard. We should be honored to welcome your organization. There you are. There are, of course, certain provisions which need be negotiated. If it please you, I would do so. It does. Madam, unless I am much mistaken, you are the one known as Akali, are you not? May I say what a pleasure it is to make your acquaintance? Slathborn spoke of you in the most glowing terms. To steal an Imperial Reaper and then use it to infiltrate a Garlean castrum is an undertaking few would contemplate, and fewer still survive. You will always be welcome at Reverence Toll. We hope that you will favor us with your presence again ere long. Well, well, it would seem your reputation precedes you, Akali. Mayhap I should dispatch you to Reverence Toll with all haste, as first intended. But before that, I dare say you have earned yourself a rest. After all, you have traveled so far, and there is already so much you have done for us, and for me. We will speak again anon. Till then, take care. Akali, were you able to get some rest? I would ask that you come with me to the Solar. Alphino has just returned, and it would seem there is something he would share with us. You're here. Good, I come bearing news. The negotiations are concluded. And? Our friends at the Adventurers Guild have agreed to furnish us with new facilities and material support in exchange for our assistance in the ongoing defense and development of Reverence Toll. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn shall have a new home in Mordona, the Rising Stones. A bittersweet victory, if truth be told. I cannot deny that I had come to look forward to Tataru's tales of our many guests and their many, many demands. From the waking sands to the rising stones. Passably poetic. That wasn't your doing, was it? I have news to share. An expedition of this momentous day. I didn't read any of that right. In expectation of this momentous day, I personally informed the Alliance leaders of our plans, and they have pledged their full support, General Roban included. Moreover, I have decided that the time is right for us to cast off the vestiges of our Order's veil of secrecy and announce ourselves to the world. Are you sure that is wise, antecedent? If anything, it is merely a formality. Our existence is quite possibly the worst-kept secret in Eorzea. Let us affirm our identity, proclaim our achievements, that all may know what the Scion of the Seventh Dawn stand for. Well, obvious risks apart, it would be nice to receive a little more recognition. And the people have the right to know who saved them. It is my hope that this gesture will encourage the people of Eorzea to place their trust in us. I would reveal to them the true extent of our power, yes, but in doing so, I would show them that it is powerful, accountable to no one, and at once to all. And what of us? We who felled primals and faced down the Empire? To you, my fellow scions, I would say this. Prepare for the challenges which lie ahead, for they will be great indeed. Great, I say, yet no greater than us, and we will rise to them as we have time and time again, united as one. There must be some way I can... Wait, that area is said to be rich in minerals. Maybe I should ask Wilhelmine to teach me the basics of mining, too. Do you ever wonder how he does it? Elfino, I mean. It was almost predictable that he should appear with the emissary of the Adventurers Guild mere moments after I expressed the need to forge ties between our organizations. Truly, his sense of timing rivals even your own. Setting such mysteries aside for the present, I have a task for you. I would like you to deliver these documents to Slavborn. They concern our forthcoming move. Do take care on the road and represent us well, Akali. Yes, I will take care on the road. I was told to expect a scion, but I didn't expect it to be you. It has been far too long, Akali. You've something for me, yes? I do. Let us see now. Yep, everything appears to be in order. You'll be staying with us for a while, yes? Would that we had a dozen more like you. Since we don't, though, we'll just have to give the work of a dozen men. I jest. Slavborn would show you around the Scion's soon-to-be home in Reverence Toll. Back to the work of a dozen men, I see. Even I can appreciate that an important woman such as yourself has a little time for menial tasks. But since you're here, mayhap you're keen on having a look around the Scion's new home. See that impressive structure over there? That's the place. It was originally built to house a branch of the guild, you see. As such, it comes complete with a tavern where adventurers can rest from the road, fill their bellies with good food and drink, and their ears with tales of fortunes to be had about the realm. It may get a bit raucous at times, but I imagine it'll be a good place as any to recruit capable men and women to your cause. Come with me and I'll show you around. Is that you, Akali? I am quite sorry to interrupt, but I have the most urgent news. We received grim tidings from Redania, and it would appear our aid is required at once. I must ask you to report to the Waking Sands with all due haste. Is everything quite all right, friend? I can't say I'm privy to the details, but it would appear that this is no time for a leisurely tour. But no worries. You can rest assured that I'll see to all the necessary arrangements. Pray return any time you've seen more, after you've seen to more of your pressing matters. This was an awkward cut, I will say. I know they, the patches in particular, they've cut a bunch of quests to make them more consumable, because it was very long and very tedious, but there are some awkward cuts. That in particular it's a little awkward. That's okay. A messenger from the Twin Adder came to the Waking Sands while you were in Mordona. I wasn't privy to his conversation with the antecedent, but I did see the look on her face after he took his leave. Something is definitely amiss. Could it be that the Ixal have summoned Garuda again? Or mayhap Imperial forces have been sighted inside the shroud? Well, whatever it may be, I'm absolutely certain it is nothing you can't handle. Now go and ask the antecedent if there's anything you can do. Hello. The nerve of some petitioners engaging us as we were a band of common mercenaries. I would be glad to refuse them all without a second thought. How she has grown since last we spoke. She puts me to shame with her accomplishments, and for that I am full glad. I knew this day would come, yet I prayed it would not come so soon. We have reason to believe that another primal, or an entity resembling one, has been summoned in Gridania. Thine arrival is customarily timely, Akali. The etheric waves leave little room for doubt. Thy talents will be needed ere long. If there be truth in my suspicions, 'tis a familiar foe we face, though one quite unlike the Lady of the Vortex. We dare not draw conclusions without evidence, but as Urianger says, the readings bear a strong resemblance to ones observed more than 5 years ago. I had hoped the Moogle guard beyond such follies. Suffice to say, this disturbance warrants a full investigation. Thy presence has been requested by Commander Uliswa. He awaits thee in the Adder's Nest. Pray hasten to Gridania, Akali. Ida and Papalimo will rendezvous with you there. May you walk in the light of the crystal. Adder's Nest. A pleasure to see you as always, Private Yana. Thank you for coming so swiftly. I could think of no one more qualified to... but we're getting ahead of ourselves. Allow me to explain. There were so many options, and all I could think about was Triple Triad. I was like, yeah, I could play Triple Triad against this man. There's nothing important happening here. Vorsail Uliswa wishes to brief you on the latest crisis in Gridania. Not long ago, the Moogle Keep, Kuplo Kop, visited the Adder's Nest to request an audience with the Elder Seer. He spoke of an immediate threat to all Moogle kind, one which imperiled the entire Twelveswood if left unchecked. You proved an able ambassador to the Sylphs, and we would have you reprise your role with our dealings with the Moogles. The rest you should hear from Kuplo Kop himself. He awaits you within the Elder Seer at the Lotus Stand. I think it's Conjurer's Guild. I've suddenly forgotten. The other scions have already arrived, madam. May I show you in? He is. It must be something bad to have gotten Kuplo Kop this worried. Have you seen the way his thummy thingy was bobbing? A threat to Moogle kind? I'd hoped the antecedent suspicions were ill-founded, but I cannot see who else it could be. Our guest has brought ill tidings, which must needs be heeded. Isn't that right, Kuplo Kop? Oh, I don't know about this. I don't know about this at all. But I suppose Ryo-Oh's right. They have left us no choice, Kupo. Kupo? Please, you have to stop them, but you mustn't kill them. They're not bad Moogles, Kupo. They're just misguided. A gentle, no, firm thrashing is in order. Yes, but no. Calm yourself, Kuplo Kop. Can you not see that she hasn't the faintest idea what you're talking about? Be quiet this instant. Pray forgive this witless outburst, sister. Most grateful am I that you have come, Akali, and upon such short notice. Truly Gridania could not wish for a more stalwart ally. But you are doubtless eager to know wherefore we summoned you. Our friend Kuplo Kop has brought us news of a most unsettling development. It would seem that good King Mugglemug the 12th has returned to Eorzea. A curious thing to hear, I know. Truth to tell, I myself cannot say for sure if he was a genuine figure from history or some manifesto of Moogle mythology. Kuplo here would have me believe the former. Once upon a time, we Mughals served the gods in the heavens. It was quite nice up there, unspeakably beautiful, unimaginably spacious, and with a literal endless supply of wine, Kupo. In spite of this, or possibly because of the last part, the gods eventually became discontented and started squabbling, which made life jolly difficult for the poor Mughals. So good King Mogomog the 12th, may his glorious name live forever, decreed that the time had come to leave Kupo. The realm of man would suffice, he said, so all Mughals should live there instead. Unfortunately, the two realms are so far apart that we couldn't safely fly down, but good King Mogomog the 12th, may his miraculous foresight ever be praised, knew exactly what to do, Kupo. He had a rope, you see, the longest one ever woven, and he nobly held it while his subjects climbed all the way down to the world below. And that is how we Mughals came to this land, Kupo, all of us, except good King Mogomog the 12th. May his courageous sacrifice never be forgotten. He alone would remain in the heavens so that Mughal kind might at last know peace. Except this has not remained in the heavens, from what I understand, that being the reason for your contacting us, yes? I'll bet he tied the rope to something. Good thinking! Remind me again what the problem was with him returning to Eorzea. The problem, Ida, lies in the fact that he was summoned. It is our belief that good King Mogomog the 12th is a myth made manifest by a means akin to those employed by the beast tribes in their summoning of the gods. Wait, you're saying a handful of Mughals with a boatload of crystals wished really, really hard and he sort of just appeared? Would that even work? What I cannot fathom is why they would even try. With Garuda humbled and the ultimate weapon destroyed, what new threat could have prompted them to take such drastic a measure? Might that not itself be the answer? Twice in the last half-decade, Eorzea has been brought unto the very brink of destruction, only to be spared by the last of the heroics of a chosen few. To you who braved those tempests and survived by virtue of your own strength, this latest period of peace will doubtless seem like a welcome respite. But to those who had not the power to defend themselves, who were spared only by another's grace, this is merely the calm before the storm. I think the Mughals guard are afraid of what tomorrow will bring, and that things may not end so well as they did yesterday. The fear has driven them to call upon a greater power, one they believe can be relied upon to protect their loved ones and their homes come what may. I assured the Mughals guard that only want to protect the forest from outsiders, but ever since the return of good King Mogomog the 12th, may his boundless grace fill our hearts with love, they've started to get a little carried away, Kupo, verging on a lot, in fact. Like the sylphs who summon Ramu, you mean? We cannot discount the possibility that this entity is influencing the Mughals in a manner similar to that of a primal. We share the same concern. Whoever, or whatever the king may be, it is our belief that he poses a threat not only to Mughal kind but to Gridania as a whole. Thus do we beseech you, Akali, confront good King Mogomog the 12th and drive him from our midst. I humbly do I thank you. The sanctuary of the Mughals guard and their liege lord is concealed by magical wards. Brother Asumiyan of the Conjurers Guild will doubtless be able to offer insight on how they might be dispelled. Pray seek his counsel ere you proceed any further. If you are to front good King Mogomog the 12th, you must needs find a way to defeat his magical defenses. Upon such matters, Brother Isumiyan is something of an authority. Pray consult him without delay. My sister is right, Akali. For the Mughals' sake and our own, banish the king from the 12's Wood. Good King Mogomog, good King Mog. Welcome, Akali. Welcome. That you should be the one to face good King Mogomog the 12th is of great comfort, to me and to the elementals both. As I am sure you know, the Mughals are not by their nature a warlike race. Yet should the king be suffered to remain, it is likely that his influence will bring about a change in them. Thus does it behoove us to defeat him quickly, before any lasting damage is done. Make whatever preparations you deem necessary, and inform me when you are ready to seek the king. I am ready. I have never been more ready. Brother Isumiyan would unfold to you the secrets of good King Mulgumug's 12th's magical defenses. The wards barring access to the king's sanctuary can only be nullified through the use of enchanted keystones, the self-same method employed 5 years ago when the king was first summoned to Eorzea. It was with great regret that we were forced to sanction the slaying of the guardians, with whom then held the keystones, for none were in our possession at the time. By the grace of the elementals, however, we have been spared that burden on this occasion. Kuplo Kab confided in me that he has been entrusted with a set of keystones by the Mughal guards themselves, yet wishing not to betray their confidence, he begged me to find some other means to gain entry into the king's sanctum. Alas, I have been unable to do so, and dare not labor any longer, for fear that the Mughals might succumb to the corrupting influence of their liege lord. We must needs have Kuplo Kab's keystones, Akali. Pray go to him and beg his assistance. He awaits you at the Wet Shore Pier. Impress upon him our great need, and I am certain he will yield. Why do you have a blue? Oh. Oh no, we're not right now. I was wondering where that quest went. I don't want it. I knew I was missing that dungeon. We'll do those before 5.2, I guess, because I'm missing the lighthouse and I'm missing that one, and I think that's all the level 50 ones I'm missing that aren't story bound. So how will you do it, Kupo? Oh, he told you about that. Well, if there truly is no other way, I'll do it, Kupo. Take the ferry to Sweetbone Clear. I'll go on ahead. Look at these chunky moves. Don't you dare lie to me, Kupo. I know what you're planning and I won't allow it. Open your eyes, Kupo. The king will never be satisfied, no matter how many crystals you bring him. We offered you a choice, and this is how you repay us, by consorting with this Mikote. Imperials, Gridanians, Sylphs, they're no different from the rest of us. Actually, you're worse, Kupo. Traitor to Kin's Mughals! He plots treason against the crown! Enough! Kuplo Kab will answer for his crimes soon enough, as will all who defy the will of good King Mulgumug the 12th. May he reign forevermore, Kupo! The king is planning to purge the 12th blood of his enemies, Kupo. We've got to stop him before it's too late. The entrance to Thornmarch is deep within the bramble patch, Kupo. If you take me there, I can nullify the ward. But be warned, the Mughals guard has set up traps to lure enchanted beasts. I can't hide from them, so you'll have to protect me, Kupo. Come on, little man. Gotta make sure this little man is still with me. I feel so bad when he takes damage, but he does nothing to stop that from happening. He could just scoot a little bit to the right, or a little bit to the left, and he doesn't. He doesn't even try. There we go. That should have been the last of them. We're here, Kupo. I don't see any more beasts, do you? Are you ready to face the king, Kupo? Then step closer to the ward. Raise your hands and focus, like when you attune to an aetherite, Kupo. I'll open the way for you. The rest is up to you, Kupo. Now go and teach those foolish Muggles a lesson and send the king back from whence he came. I have never run this as a little baby, like I am now, without wiping horribly. So let's see how this goes. This staff isn't better? 70? It has to be better. Yeah, it absolutely is. It does less physical damage. 20 mind, 15 mind, 10 piety, 10 piety, 15 vitality, 17 vitality. Oh my god. Let me wear this. It's so pretty, too. Look at it. It's just a rock. Okay, here we go. Hello, hello, snails. I have to wait. I have to wait at least 6 minutes. It's outrageous. I only kill bugs for fun. It's going really well. I'm waiting in queue to do my trial, so gonna fight the good King Moogle the 12th. Yeah. It's usually it sure is an adventure. I've been trying to pretend to be a little baby that doesn't know anything, but I will probably have to put markers on the Moogles. You're in love? Ooh, that sounds very yummy. I do love me some garlic bread. Oh no, I gotta kill this bug. Makes you never want to cook again, right? Kupo, who in the seven hells are they? Meddling adventurers, I'd wager. Moogle's guards to arms! Defend the king, Kupo! Spook. Yes, they're the Mughals guard and they are very brave. No, it's okay. The Mughals are very cute. Woof. I'm surprised I lived through that, since we did not do this fight correctly. Woo. That was very scary. So, people just went whole hog on that Moogle King, but what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to kill all the little Moogles first, because if the big Moogle takes too much damage, he tends to wipe everybody. How I didn't die from that is a mystery. And there's this particular order you're supposed to kill them in, Black Mage, White Mage, and then, you know, you can Bard Warrior. But we did not do that, so... and it all worked out somehow. So... That was, spooky scary. You did it, Kupo, you did it! Good King Muggle the 12th, may his mighty soul rest in peace, is no more! I shudder to think what might have happened had you not stopped the Moogle's guard when you did. Thank you, Akali. Perhaps now they'll come to their senses and stop playing at fairy tales. Rest assured that the chieftain will have choice words for them too. You should go and tell Pook and Pock that the king is no more, Kupo. She's with Rhea O at Camp Tranquil, and they can relay the news to the chieftain. Do I dare believe my ears? Good King Mogulmog the 12th, may his magnificent virtues serve as an example to us all, has fallen? All Mugglekind owes you a debt, Kupo. Oh, and I sense Rhea O wishes to congratulate you as well. I shall let you two speak without fear of interruption. Reyna O Senna wishes to congratulate you on your victory over good King Mogulmog the 12th. Your bravery and service to the Twelfthwood and her Muggles shall not be forgotten, Akali. My sister will doubtless wish to hear the tale of your great victory from the mouth of the woman responsible. Pray return to the Lotus Stand and treat her to a full account of the day's events, while the details are yet fresh in your mind. No, not me. This is not a blind run. I have to plug in my headset. I currently raid, I'm raiding the current tier, but I wanted to go through it before Endwalker comes up, and because I only play on Saturday and Sundays, it felt like a good time to get started. And hopefully, so when I play Endwalker, I will be blind to it. Yes, I know my headset is dying. There we go. Yeah, there's a lot of people in my stream that are new. So when Endwalker comes out, we will Oh, UCOB times. It's like early Stormblood, yeah? You are very welcome. I hope you're learning a lot. There will be a test later in the Discord. The Elder Seer is expecting you, madame. May I show you in? Yeah, it's true. Akali Kuplo Cobb says you killed the king! I'm pleased, of course, but it completely spoiled the end of your story. Silly Moogle. By Louis Swaw's definition, the late King Mogulmog the 12th was indeed a primal, but how can that be? It defies all precedent. Everyone wants to hear your tale, Kupo. What are you waiting for? Tell them, tell them! Akali, you are returned to us unharmed and victorious. Thus have I 2 reasons to be glad. Yet many questions remain unanswered. If you would be so kind to oblige me, I would fain hear all that occurred in the Thorn March. Then it is as we feared. The king really is a primal. But he really isn't, is he? I mean, the Muggles don't worship him, for one thing. He's not even a god to them. That doesn't sound like any primal I've ever heard of. Then mayhap the fault lies with the definition. The fact remains that through a combination of power, connection in crystals, and the force of their collective faith, the Muggles can call forth a being that by right should not exist. Moreover, when slain, said being left no corpse, the aether, which comprised him, instead being scattered to the 4 winds. According to the accepted definition, he may not be a primal, but the mode of his manifestation was in every respect the same. Which means Ascians, the whole business reeks of their handiwork. Kupopo! They said it was a masked man who taught them how, years ago, but Grajania has no shortage of masked men, and I never really thought to question. Confound it all! How many more will they ensnare with their tainted gifts? Too many, I fear. So long as there are paragons to stir the embers, fools to build the pyre, and crystals to feed the flames, ever and again shall we suffer primal visitation. A somber thought, but a salutary one. My heartfelt thanks, Akali. Already the information you have provided has proven invaluable. Our Grand Serpent Marshal and I have much to discuss. Oh, before you do, my lady, I was hoping we might be finished discussing that other matter. The matter of which you speak has even now been settled. The Scions shall not want for support. We shall be glad to send additional supplies to Reverence Toll. We knew we could count on you, my lady. While Ida and I remain to discuss the particulars of our arrangement with the Elder Seedseer, perhaps you could return to the Waking Sands and apprise the antecedent of all that has transpired. I think we're almost done with patch 5.1. I did not think we'd finish it today, but they've cut so many little things from it that it makes it go much faster. It is good to see you hale and healthy, Akali. I received word from Ida and Papalimo that you felled good King Mogulmog the 12th, but I had hoped to hear your version of the tale. So it was as they said, someone with the same methods used by the Beast Tribes and taught by the Ascians. Though unfortunate, this incident did at least serve to remind the Elder Seedseer of our usefulness. Her offer of additional support could not have come at a better time. My thanks to Akali. Oh, right. The time has come at last to leave Vesper Bay, and Manphilia would apprise you of the final details of the move. Owing to the tireless efforts of all concerned, we are at last ready to bid farewell to Vesper Bay. So as to avoid drawing undue attention, we shall make the journey to Reverence Toll in small groups, departing at irregular intervals. Lest you doubt, it is still my intention to conduct future operations openly, but on this particular occasion the need for caution overrides all other concerns. To move north as one ponderous caravan would only serve to invite attack. It seemed only right that I should be the last to leave, and I would have you remain with me until the end, Akali. Upon my departure, the Waking Sands will formally cease to be our headquarters, and our premise will be given into the care of Urianger. I had thought to relinquish the property, but he was quite adamant that I had not the heart to disagree. These walls have bore witness to some of the brightest and darkest moments of our Order's history. Perhaps it is best that we do not forsake them entirely. Urianger shall remain here and devote his energies to studying the nature of primals. By the grace of the 12, he will one day discover the permanent solution that we have all sought for so long. Of course, he will not be alone. Alizé shall continue to work closely with him as well. Should they require our assistance, I have their assurance that they will not hesitate to contact us. Speaking of Urianger, would you inquire of him if any tasks remain undone? I cannot escape the feeling that I have forgotten something important. Thou art ever welcome, Akali, but I require no assistance. Pray take thy leave unburdened by concern for my well-being. Verily, thy countenance bespeaks a desire to quit this place without further delay. Mayhap thou thinkest this chapter of our tale concluded, that these halls should rightly be consigned to the annals of history. In man's eagerness to seize the future, how readily he doth set down the past. Full many a proud pioneer hath bravely stridden into the great unknown, only to find there the banner of his ancestor, faded by the eons. And still man glorieth in his discoveries. 'Tis through this... Oh boy. 'Tis through his pride that wisdom doth ever give way to ignorance, while they who lurk in shadow remain hidden, lost no sooner than they are found. Be not offended, Akali. Thy conduct hath ever been beyond reproach. Despite thy surpassing strength and all thy many victories, thou hast never been so convinced of thine own greatness as to imagine thyself above the failings of thy forebears. Mayhap it is the echo which hath opened thine eyes to the lessons of history. Would that the same could be said of... Ah! Whence came that cry? The solar? 'Twill forfend the antecedent. Akali, you must... Tell me, Louisoix, would you have done the same? Louisoix Levier was a remarkable man, wise beyond mortal measure. Would that I had met him prior to his passing. An Ascian, here! How? How readily you see. You are indeed gifted, antecedent. But you are not like the others, your robes. Gifted but ignorant, yet I shall not judge you harshly. The fault lies with your forebears. It has been millennia. Mine are the robes of the emissary. Unlike he who came before, I have no quarrel with you. You speak of La Habrea. La Habrea is a warrior. He fought, he fell. He may yet learn from his mistakes. Then he is still... Come, I only confirm that which you already knew. There is no cessation, no oblivion, only expulsion. You... what are... We're ready when you are, my lady, if there's nothing else. Is something the matter? I feel the same way. After everything that's happened here, it feels strange to leave, but I'm sure we'll get used to reverence toll. Well, I'll let you say your goodbyes. Take as long as you like, my lady. We shall depart whenever you're ready. It is only to be expected. She lacks the gift and knowledge both. To her, we are indistinct. I do not understand. Shadowless, fleshless, formless, what truth there is in each tale is diluted by time and telling. Knowledge dictates expectation, and expectation colors perception. Thus did she perceive not. So it is with all but a chosen few. Even you, when young, could not see with eyes unclouded. You know nothing about me, nothing! The gift grants you clarity, it grants you focus. With it you may, in time, come to see us as we are, rather than this crude approximation. La Habrea did not think so highly of the echo. La Habrea is wrong about a great many things. The echo is indeed a gift, albeit one you have yet to master. And if we did, there would be no strife between our peoples, for we would be of one mind. I leave as I came, in peace, antecedent. May we meet again as friends. Wait, stay where you are! Mayhap I was indelicate. 'Tis a mercy she shields her children from his grace, with such resolve. Was it also by her hand that you survived the ardor, I wonder? I take it there is no need to explain. Save your concern, he did me no lasting harm. Whatever his intention was, it was not to kill. I heard a cry. What happened? Are you all right? You look faint. Do you need to lie down? I could fetch you a flask of special tonic. Iriange, send word to the students of Baladesian. Tell them to scour the archives, the forbidden tomes in particular. If there was any reference to an Ascian robed in white, however oblique, I would know of it. An Ascian, my lady? Was that what gave you cause to cry out? I did but moments ago glimpse a figure clad in white set forth in the waking sands. Yet Ascians are wont to employ teleportation magics. Why would one be so brazen? I know not and care not. Find him, Macaulay. Turn every stone in Vesper Bay if you have to. Pray attend me, Tataru. He speaks of peace, but I know his words belie his true intent. Okay. Quickly, Akali, do not let him escape. Thank you for the sippy. We're gonna go find an Ascian. He's right there. My outfit? My little white mage outfit? I am told that you are the warrior of light. Oh yeah, but I would know for myself. I shall walk north, and you may choose to follow. Know, however, you will be waylaid if you do. You may even perish. Should you survive, we shall speak anon. Good boy. Many pardons. There's a lot happening around me. I'm gonna get him. This Asine is crazy small. Look at this. I am as small as a cat girl can be. Why are you so little? Why so tiny? We're gonna talk this close. Oh, okay. Remarkable, truly remarkable. I thank you for granting me this indulgence. None save she who bested La Habrea could endure such an examination. Have the laws of man grown so twisted in my absence that it is now permitted to lay hands upon an emissary? You bore witness to my audience with the antecedent, did you not? Then you know I acted only in self-defense. I realize the same cannot be said of La Habrea. Even amongst his brethren, he is considered unique. Nevertheless, I cannot wholly condemn his misdeeds, for through them we discovered you, one so strong in the gift that she could cast us out. Your mother favors you still, that much is plain, but surely you must feel it. Her influence wanes, and her strength shall soon be spent. These lands, these people, this world, all shall soon change. As it was, so it shall be again, as it should always have been. Doubt my claims and question my motives, if you will. Only believe me when I say this. I am Elidibus, emissary, bearer of the word of the one true God, and we shall meet again. He was there for a second. I was so close to him. I got all up in that man's business. I do love Frieza. Thank the gods you've returned to Kali. After you left, I began to worry that I might have sent you into your doom. I take it your visitor proved elusive. Beg pardon? He was waiting for you. What did you do? What did he say? As it was, so it shall be again? Of when does he speak, and of what exactly? The words of Elidibus portend much, but reveal nothing, save perhaps a measure of disdain for La Habrea. I had hoped for answers, but it seems I shall have to be content with a wealth of additional questions. Minfilia has a final favor to ask of you. Let us set aside the matter of this Ascian until after we've completed our move to the Rising Stones. There is but one final favor I would ask of you before I depart. I believe I mentioned before that my father was a member of the Ala Megan Resistance. The truth, however, is more complicated than that. As far as the Empire knew, he was their spy. He maintained their deception for nigh on half a decade, furnishing the resistance with vital Imperial secrets while feeding his paymasters subtly conceived misinformation. When he died some 15 years ago, my father left behind his journal, which I have closely guarded ever since. It contains every shred of information he and his agents could steal on what they believed to be the single greatest threat to Eorzea, the Primals. Its wisdom has guided me through the years, and there is much within I still do not understand. It is my hope that Urianger will fare better. Tell him to treat it with care. It is all I have left of my father. I thought they departed. To what end dost thou linger? The legacy of Minfilia's father, who perished in the parade incident of 1562 when a Gubu broke free of its magical fetters and ran among the streets of Ul'dah, contains a wealth of stolen Imperial research on the Primals as well as other information which has yet to be deciphered. The father's final bequest, the daughter's lifelong labor. It is no small thing to surrender such a cherished memento. I can imagine the antecedent's pain. Upon mine honor, I swear to spare no effort in the study of these materials, lest my lady's sacrifice be in vain. Akali, this is Minfilia. Forgive me, but I could wait no longer. I have departed for the Rising Stones. If you have yet to... Once you have given the journal to Urianger, I bid you come to the 7th heaven in Reverence Toll. Tataro will be there to show you inside our new headquarters. Assuming you have already attuned to it, you may wish to make use of our new Aetherite in Reverence Toll. After all, it is right on our doorstep. She left without me. So cruel. Oh, Akali, you're here. Good, good. We were all wondering when you'd show up. As I was just telling your restive receptionist here, I'm pleased to inform you that all the documents have been prepared and all the signatures signed. The Rising Stones is officially yours. Splendid. From this day forward, I shall spare no effort in seeing that it is as welcoming and comfortable a home for us as the Waking Sands ever was. That said, this is all somewhat intimidating, is it not? So many unfamiliar places and unfamiliar faces. Take that odd-looking fellow over there, for example. He's been eyeing us most suspiciously ever since we arrived. I cannot help but wonder if we are truly safe here. That man? This man? Most trustworthy guy I ever met. Ah, that man. Can't say I've spoken to him myself, but rumor has it he's come to hunt some ancient treasures in the Crystal Tower. I've seen the structure. You've seen the structure I speak of, no? It'd be hard to miss that massive pillar of shining crystal that looms high over the land just to the southeast of here. If the tales are to be believed, it is a remnant of some ancient civilization. The details remain a mystery, and that's no doubt why it's drawn adventurers and scholars from all over looking to unearth its secrets. You're becoming a Doomfist main? I'm gonna have Q ban you right here and now for saying such things to me. The man over there is no exception, and if my instincts are true, he knows more than most. If you're curious about the tower yourself, you could do worse than to talk to him and see what he knows. Why, if I weren't otherwise occupied with my duties here, I'd have half a mind to join you. I mean, just look at it. I can scarce begin to imagine what wonders lie inside. Why, that's wonderful to hear. Rest assured that this receptionist will work just as hard to see that our efforts do not skip a beat despite the relocation. And with that, Akali, I do believe it's time you officially announced your presence to everyone inside. The antecedent and the others will surely be overjoyed to see you. The Crystal Tower quest series is now available from the Outlandish Man. I do enjoy Diva. Alright, you are forgiven. In order to progress the main scenario, you must first complete certain quests in the Crystal Tower series. While you are granted a respite from your duties as a Scion, use your time to probe the depths of the Crystal Tower and see what ancient secrets may be gleaned. Hello. 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 Do you like it when I dance for you, sir? Are you into it? We'll be back. I'm gonna talk to you soon. I know why this man is tall, but it's a secret. No, I won't. Welcome to our new home, the Rising Stones. Isn't it lovely? But why are you standing around here talking to me? Everyone's waiting for you inside. You'll have to show up next week when we reveal the secrets of the Crystal Tower. Saturday at 5 p.m. EST. We won't get to it today. I didn't realize the Scions had moved until I arrived in Vesser Bay. Thankfully, Urianger was kind enough to direct me here. I know I've only just joined, but is there anything I can do to help? Please let me know. I'm sorry. As you can see, our Charlian allies have furnished us with a wealth of new tomes. 'Twould be prudent for you to broaden your knowledge as well. As ravishing as ever. Perhaps for old time's sake she would... God, Zakali, don't sneak up on me like that. We birds are very easily startled. Are you looking at Benphilia's mom? Are you trying to tap that? I'm gonna slap you. Well, I basically titty slapped you, but you know my intent was there, Thingrid. Oh, you wish to help? That's very kind of you, but I can manage on my own. Besides, you should be out having grand adventures, not withering away here with me. You need to watch out for somebody. You need to be so careful. He's a love 'em and leave 'em type. I love the smell of victory in the morning. It smells like sweat. No, Mundai sauce. No, victory. Yeah, victory. So here we are, completely independent and unquestionably neutral, or at least more so than before. Truth be told, I cannot say that feels different, or of course Ida begs to differ. Ugh, the horror! The horror! Did she out-squat you? I'm confused on the situation. Yeah, squats are a big meme in this game. Yeah, I know. They're a big meme in this game, though. I am aware of the squats. Oh, Alpha. Is it not wonderful, Akali? Nary a single presumptuous merchant has darkened our door. I know full well they will come in time, but for now let us enjoy their spite. I did. I didn't finish it. I watched a Let's Play end. I was doing it super badly. I wasn't playing it right, like, at all. And the end game was going to be impossible for me. I enjoyed it. I'm curious about it. I have questions. found it. No spoilers about it because it's it's not what it says on the tin. But it got a little tedious near the end for me. Not between the plate and Shinra, I was starting to get a little tedious or like irritated with like the pacing of it. And it felt like super full, like unnecessarily filled in and stuff. And like just because we had to make a 40-hour game out of a 2-hour section. So like so that sort of irritated me, but I am curious about the direction they intend to take things. But yeah. Well, it is certainly spacious. Today marks a new beginning for the scions of the Seventh Dawn, for today we declare our independence. We shall henceforth be beholden to no nation, but serve all of Eorzea's people proudly and openly. I'm gonna wrap this up, and then I will speak my biggest gripe about the whole thing. But this does not mean that we will sever our ties with the Eorzean alliance. On the contrary, the antecedent and I shall endeavor to strengthen them. Rest assured, however, we shall not permit political considerations to influence our decisions. Our identity remains unchanged, as does our cause. We are the scions of the Seventh Dawn, and our single purpose is to safeguard the future of Eorzea. For Eorzea! A moment of your time, Akali. I would speak of Elidibus. Pardon the intrusion, my lady, but the matter which bringeth me will admit no delay. Mine every attempt to contact the students at Baldethian have been met with silence. No one will respond. How odd. Allow me to try. No response. Surely they would not ignore us. They have never yet, my lady. I fear we must assume the worst. No, I will not believe it. An outpost, perhaps, but not their headquarters. Their wards are beyond circumvention. Had they come under attack, they would most certainly have raised the alarm. None could penetrate their sanctum unnoticed. But for those who lack the gift and knowledge both, oh no. Contact their agents in the field at once. If aught has befallen the students of Baldessian, they may know of it. Though the thought of it pains me, until such time as we have evidence to the contrary, we can but assume the worst. Accordingly, we must needs seek another source of information on Elidibus. 'Tis possible that the others in the homeland are possessed of such knowledge. Be fairly warned, however, they are unlike to yield it unconditionally. Do what you must. Yet another unforeseen and unwelcome development. What could be next, I wonder? A visit from a crimson-clad Ascian, perhaps, or ochre, or puce, and which of our allies will then fall silent? For a time I thought we had gained the upper hand. When you shattered the crystal of darkness and cast out La Habrea, I dared to hope we had found a way to rid ourselves of the Ascian menace. But I was wrong. He endures and may yet return. Upon that point I have no doubt that Elidibus spoke true. Yet there must be a way to destroy them utterly, a way to spare this world, their unholy machinations. I dare not consider the alternative. There are forces at work we do not understand, Akali. I discern them all around, and disturbance is too great and too numerous to be dismissed as mere coincidence. Doubtless the paragons are involved, but how and to what end is far from clear. I know not what will come, but I do know that we will rise and meet it as one. Ah, my stalwart hero, your face is a picture of resolve. I know that you will be ready when the time comes. With luck, however, that will not be for a while yet. Pray return to your private affairs with my blessing. Should anything arise, you will be informed. Cryle, where are you? No intersection was not foretold. You object. We question. Our plans are in motion, your intentions unclear. They survived the seventh Ardor and are stronger now in the gift. Does that not intrigue you? Yes, this is them. No, it does not. Serve as you will, so too shall I. We labor not at cross purposes. The wisdom of his plan shall become apparent in time, when the veil is lifted from their eyes, and at long last they see. Okay, very, very quickly, because I need to end the stream. My biggest issue that I had with the Final Fantasy VII Remake, and this is not a spoiler, is in the original, and I understand that there might be some translation differences, but you played as the terrorist organization destroying the reactors, which in turn killed people. And it was sort of like, yeah, Shinra is this big corporation, but they also provide jobs and do make life better. And you, as the terrorist organization, while saving the planet, are also killing innocent lives that are not involved in this feud. And this was a big plot point in the original game, where it was more shades of gray than black and white. However, in the remake, Avalanche has very special bombs that are very, very small and will not kill innocent people. And it's Shinra that made these bombs bigger, that would kill people. And Shinra is super villain evil and starting a war with Wutai, and Avalanche has done nothing wrong ever. Yes, hello, howdy, Pop Hornet. And it infuriated the hell out of me. I thought it was so stupid and such an unnecessary change that we had to go from these shades of gray organizations to this black and white. Shinra is definitely evil, and Avalanche is good and would never ever kill people. And it's just there's a very specific conversation in the original where Kate Sith goes, "Hey, I've never killed anybody, but you guys sure have, and what makes you so much better than me?" And it's like, yeah. Right, exactly. And so when I saw where the direction of the game was headed, I was actually terrified, because Rufus Shinra is legitimately one of my favorite characters in Final Fantasy VII. And I was really excited for him in the remake, not only because he was going to be so very, very handsome, but I wanted to see, like, with better translations and stuff, how they were going to, how his stance was going to be. And I had always strongly felt that a lot of what Rufus Shinra did, while his own machinations, were also forced because he had his father's board members constantly up his ass. And I feel like, had he the power to do things differently, he would have done them. And in the subsequent versions of the game, like in Dirge of Cerberus and even some other things, right, he is trying to do his, in the movie, he's trying to do his part to make the world a better place, which is why I felt so strongly that his board members had, and he had also tried to overthrow his father in one of the other games as well. That's why he was in, like, Junin, I think it was. He was under house arrest for being a shitty son. So, when I saw, Dirge of Cerberus has, Reeve tells you that Rufus Shinra is funding Avalanche to help them find other power, usable power sources. Granted, he wants to take hold of that power source, but he's also not trying to destroy the planet. Anyway, when I saw what Remake had done, and Shinra was crazy, super comic book villain evil, I was very concerned about the route that Rufus Shinra was going to end up taking. And I'm still don't know how I feel about him from what I saw in the remake. I'm very nervous. But that was my biggest gripe of how they spun the political compass. I didn't see the PS5 trailer. I have time. I'm not in a rush for anywhere. I'm trying. The stream is done, but I just wanted to gripe about Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, we can talk about it there as well. That's how I feel about Final Fantasy VII Remake. That being said, I will buy the next $60 installment of that series and play it like a clown. Because despite everything, Numura still owns my entire ass. So anyway. Alright, that will wrap up my Final Fantasy 14 stream. I almost called it a Final Fantasy 7 stream. That will wrap up my Final Fantasy 14 stream. I'll be back with more Final Fantasy 14 next Saturday at 5 p.m. EST, where we will be doing the Crystal Tower, the first part of the Crystal Tower questline, and then move on to subsequent patches. We will get through Crystal Tower fairly quickly, I believe, and then we'll hop into patch 2.2. I will be off tomorrow because I am always off on Mondays, but I will be back on Tuesday at 2 p.m. EST with more Darkest Dungeon, and at 6 p.m. EST with more Pillars of Eternity. We are not at an ending with either of those just yet, but we are approaching it. So after those games will be the Phoenix Wright series and Pillars of Eternity 2. Oh, Jesus. The balloons scared me. All of a sudden, my screen was orange. But thank you so very, very much for being here. If you are looking for more of me, you can find my Twitter link below, my Discord link below, and my YouTube link below, where you can watch the beginning of this series if you would so care to. Otherwise, thank you so very, very much for being here. I will see you on Tuesday. Goodbye.